I came in 1972 from Hong Kong as one of the Singapore government scholar. So I was put in the Banyan Road hostel. So the hostel turned out to be my second home or first home. So I will come up to the Bukit Timah campus for classes, but the moment I finish my classes, I'll go back to the Banyan Road hostel. It's a great place, a very strong sense of community, giving me a lot of support. I really treasure those years. I developed many good friendships, and so those friendships are still ongoing. I came back with a PhD, and then I was working in the Department of Social Work. I was trained as a demographer, and when I came back in those few years, the government was really concerned about the population problems. So in 1986, a few years after I came back, the government already pulled me to work on the population policy. So you can imagine a young PhD suddenly working for PM, DPM, ministers, and all the senior officials. So it was quite an experience. So that plugged me into the government policy making straight away at a young age of 30-something. Then subsequently, after I became the Chief Statistician of Singapore, I had the opportunity to go to the UN and became the Chief Statistician of the United Nations. So that was another very interesting experience. You can imagine that managing a statistical system of Singapore, a small place, 4 or 5 million people, but suddenly you go to the UN and then managing 192 countries, and so that was quite an experience. Well, in FASS, I was trained initially as a social worker, as a sociologist. I did my honors in sociology. So FASS gave us, teach us how to explore new ideas, how to acquire new knowledge, and move from one topic to another topic. So I'm very happy that throughout my career, I engaged in many interesting projects. And then it's really this openness, this receptiveness to new ideas that FASS allowed me to do it, and they were able to move from topic to topic. That's a very good question, because I always been asked, are you a social worker or you're a data expert? In fact, when I was doing my master's in Hawaii at the Geospatial Center, I was asked to drop social work and move into statistics and data full-time. But social work as a profession allowed me to stay on the ground. I know the people well, I know the social trend well, I know what's happening in the society. The numbers give me a new dimension of putting a measurement, a scientific measurement on a social phenomena. So these two, it turned out to be a perfect combination. So I used to enjoy my work as the Chief Statistician of Singapore because I'm the first one who's going to be able to put a numeric value on the new social trend. I do the same in the UN. We started many new projects, measuring the so-called unmeasurables. I remember when I first came as a young boy, as a scholar, I was invited to Istana for a dinner for the scholars. So it turned out that I was sitting next to Mrs. Lee, and she asked me the most awkward question. The question was, what do you plan to do after graduation? And I must say at that time, I have absolutely no idea. So I told her that, and she wasn't very pleased. But I think that was the right answer, because I really don't know what I'm doing. And then even after all the education, all the degrees, altogether I have 8 degrees, and I still don't know what I'm doing. But what I do is that I move from project to project. In every project I do it well. I make an impact. And from one project it leads to another project, and it moves me from one platform to another platform, from Singapore to the UN, and from UN back to Singapore, and doing so many different things. So that is the openness that the arts and social science degree that gave us. And so if Mrs. Lee asks me the same question again, I can still tell her that I don't know what I'm doing.